What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again once again, and today, welcome to another episode of our premiere fashion show, Threads of Shite. So spicy that Bungie blocked us on Twitter over it. Now, people like to pretend that their space hobo fashion is good. It's not. The last time fashion was arguably decent in Destiny, former President Barack Obama was in office, and we weren't living a significant historical event every other weekend. But we're not here to talk about the woes of the world, we're here to talk about you. Yes, you, Brian. Specifically you, and your inability to match geometry, shaders, textures in a video game that doesn't actually give you a lot to work with, and yet you still manage to fuck it up. I mean, it's not like this is Final Fantasy XIV where there's literally millions upon millions of combinations. Oh, and before Reddit loses their shit and accuses me of bullying random people on the internet over their fashion, no randoms were hurt in the making of this video. All fashion here is submitted by willing participants, knowing full well and waiting with bated breath and anticipation for the roasting they are about to receive. Get it? Got it? Good? Now, before we get into it, our Not Fashion Show is sponsored by our wonderful partners at NordVPN. With NordVPN, you can protect yourself before you wreck yourself online at home or on the go by going to nordvpn.com/buttjoker, where with my discount code, you can get an exclusive deal of 4 bonus months for free when you sign up to one of 3 plans. Look, the internet is a wonderful and terrible place. We as a civilization, more so over the last couple of years, have become more and more interconnected. Let me ask you, when was the last time you watched TV? I mean actual cable TV. I haven't in probably a decade. With YouTube, Twitch, and streaming, cable is a thing of the past. And NordVPN, with its ability to allow you to change your location, makes the world your oyster when it comes to entertainment. And that's cool and all, don't get me wrong, but what I want to talk about today is security. With the internet, you can connect to millions of people across the world, or gain access to entire libraries of information at the click of a button. You can shop literally millions of stores and get everything from groceries to birthday presents and everything in between. And yet there are people who abuse this wonderful tool for nefarious purposes, with the sole intent of stealing from or hurting others. I mean, we see it all the time, right? People's social security numbers, credit card numbers, debit card numbers, entire identities stolen, ruined, gone. It's really sad, but by going to nordvpn.com/buttjoker, you can protect yourself from the dark side of the internet. How, you may be wondering? Well, with features like diskless servers, which store no data, or automatic kill switches, which, if the VPN connection accidentally drops, blocks the device from accessing the internet. There's also the option of running your connection through double VPNs for extra protection by doubling the connection's encryption. And then there's NordVPN's newest suite of features called Threat Protection. Not only does Threat Protection protect user devices, but the user themselves. And right now, when you choose one of 3 plans, Standard, the VPN only, Plus, NordVPN, Plus Pass, and Complete, NordVPN, Pass, and Locker, you can get an additional 4 months for free, exclusively through my code, which is huge. And with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee, it's all risk-free. And with that, I would like to thank NordVPN for their continued sponsorship. Our first contestant today decided it wasn't enough to dress like a hobo who had fallen through their grandmother's closet before going to live on the streets. Now, whether it was them or their grandmother who went to go live on the streets, the world may never know. However, this warlock hipster thought that they would tie together this entire broke-ass bitch aesthetic by submitting a picture clearly taken on their phone. I mean, really, both Xbox and PlayStation have a published screenshot to Twitter feature. However, the best part doesn't have anything to do with the fashion. I mean, don't get me wrong, the white and black thorn, clashing horrifically with the green and white glowing gauntlets, and the orange jacket all scream colorblind to me. No offense to those who are colorblind, but it's what's going on in the stat distribution that's really bringing this shit home for me. They are 1588 in this picture. Do you know what level I am at time of recording? I sure as shit didn't, so I had to go look it up. I was 1577, and I think it's pretty common knowledge with how boring and repetitive the endgame has become that I can't be bothered to level up and play it. Not that much leveling is required because I think Kingsfall will release at 1560. Now on the screen you probably see my current build. I'm not using any of my Solstice armor, and yet this viewer has clearly played more of this game than I have. Their armor is ornamented, and they don't have a single 100. I don't know whether to be disappointed or impressed. impressed, or disappointingly impressed, or impressively disappointed. It's the whole package. The outfit looks like shit, the stats look like shit, and the picture quality most certainly looks like shit. Remember kids, you can play the game a lot and still make all of the wrong choices. Our next contestant decided that textures were for nerds, and they can't be bothered with any of that nerd shit, so they sent us a picture from the mobile app. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off. Well, at least you saved yourself the roast of having your head glow and your gauntlet glow being two completely different colors. So there is that, but without the glow, the helm looks like somebody's bad Lord of the Rings cosplay, so still better than whatever the fuck Amazon is doing, but that's a bar so low the devil's tripping over it. Next up, warlocks are really out here picking one chess piece, turning it into a personality trait, and making it all our problem. Oh, he think! Look, they say it's not gay if it's an elf, or a cat boy, or a bunny boy. I don't know why they say that, but that's what they say. However, I'm starting to think there might have been some comprehension issues. It's so ugly, I love it. Aww, who let the furry in here?
But Joker!
I hear you cry out in your shrill tremulous voice.
Didn't you just say bunny boys and girls are cute? Don't you play a cat girl?
Yes. So, I'm not the only one who thinks this looks like an infected, dried out scab, right? It's like their whole aesthetic is just begging, pick at me please. Oh look, a hunter with Omnioculus, aka I play PvP like a fucking asshole. But then go on Reddit and bitch about how titans and warlocks are OP. You know, credit where credit is due. At least their hunter isn't the edgiest edgelord that is ever edgelord, making them the mythical 1%. In fact, I think that this picture is a troll. Not only are they not an edgelord, but it's in really poor quality, which kinda speaks to me. I think this is a mood piece. I think this is done on purpose, because what this says to me is that this person thinks hunters are trash, which, I mean, they are. There's gonna be a lot of hunter mains that don't understand I'm being facetious about hunters and take all of this really, really personally, which I mean would kinda prove the point if I was making one. I didn't know it was possible to make thigh-high boots and a garter belt unsexy, but congratulations, you have done it. You know, they say fashion frame is the real endgame of Warframe, so it's good to see somebody picking up the game fresh and starting their journey. They have a long, long, long journey in front of them, but hey, everybody starts somewhere. Remember, all you must do to win the game is kill John Romero. There's going to be like maybe 5 people who get that reference. God, I'm a nerd. Or old. Or an old nerd. No, I'm Patrick. I've talked about this before, but Warlock fashion is easy mode. You literally just put on one chess piece and you're Gucci. Every Warlock is like this, no exceptions. And yet, somehow, someway, through some Herculean leap in logic that us mere mortals will never be able to comprehend, you fuckers still find new and inventive ways to make yourselves over-designed eyesores. I am legitimately impressed. This fashion was submitted to us with a picture of a javelin from Anthem, but they're also a one-set Andy, which, I mean, makes sense. Their submission is disappointing, Anthem was disappointing. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Ah yes, one of the dumbest looking helmets in the entirety of the game, with one of the dumbest looking chess pieces in the entirety of the game. Congratulations, you found the bottom. On this episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, our intrepid heroes take on the Green Beetle. Will they survive? Find out now. No, they didn't survive. Wow, that is... Yikes, That's certainly a lot of that. Oh my god, those arms are ugly. I'd almost forgot the Palkia Shield exotic was in the game, because it's so bad. And now, you've reminded me of it. Stained glass windows tend to be a thing of beauty. Tend to be being the operative word. It's gold. Definitely gold. And then there's this asshole, me, who thinks he knows anything about Destiny fashion while wearing double-decker dookie seats for shoulder pads. What a fucking cringe lord. And with that, we come to the end of Threads of Shite. I hope it was more or less entertaining. I'm gonna be honest, this one was harder than normal. And really because Destiny 2 fashion, in my opinion, is bad. Most of the armors suck. Most of the armors are over-designed, or they're too big, or they just look like a bunch of trash thrown onto something. Where's the actual design logic? In Destiny 1, for example, you had armor that ran the gambit from shabby chic to Master Chief. In Destiny 2, you just have a lot of over-designed crap. I don't remember the last time I was genuinely excited to see a set of armor, let alone see a set of armor that I was willing to either pay for or grind out to change my armor to change my appearance. In fact, the last time I changed my armor for fashion purposes was, I believe, on December 17th, when Shoulder Charge was nerfed into the ground and I changed Insurmountable Skullfort out for Dune Marchers. Destiny 2 fashion is just so mediocre, I often find myself at wit's end trying to understand why people think really over-designed, gaudy-looking things look good. Maybe this is a case of it's just the best of the worst. Who knows? But hey, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Remember to like, but only if you did. Subscribe for more. Feel free to donate to my Patreon if you're feeling particularly generous. Upgrade your IRL fashion by ordering a Butt Joker t-shirt. And above all else, stay frosty.